What is going on YouTube? I have another unboxing video for you today, and I got another free gun with my Smith & Wesson rewards program from the gun shop, and it's the last of the points I had. So the one I got was the Smith & Wesson M&P Bodyguard in 38 Special. Pretty little interesting revolver. I will give you the specs before I open it up. It's a J-frame revolver. Not super wide, a little over an inch. So the length is overall 6.6 inches. Height is 4.4. Weighs 14 ounces. It's a 5-shot double action only. And this one is very interesting because it incorporates a grip that is made out of polymer and a frame that is made out of aluminum, I believe. The barrel is still stainless steel. I think same with the cylinder. But it is a little bit different than their original J-frame revolvers, like the 442 that I did an unboxing video of a couple weeks ago. So let's get into it. Going through it, you have your cable lock, instruction manual, all that good stuff. The stuff that a lot of people don't care for. And that's it. You don't get a whole lot with this revolver. Like I said, it's fairly inexpensive. Let me see. Let's take a look at what the MSRP is on this thing. And why is it not like readily available? It's not a 10-pound trigger. That is very interesting. $449 is the MSRP, so I'm sure you can find it for much cheaper and go from there. So it's a nice black revolver. The difference that it sets it apart from their other 442s and other J-frame revolvers is this thing releases the cylinder from the top, so it's ambidextrous. So you can hold it like this and have no issue undoing the revolver or the cylinder of the revolver. You got like a rubber grip, gray, has some nice texturing. I was surprised that I could get just about my full hand on it. The other revolvers that Smith sells, you only get about 2. So that was a nice surprise. But as I was saying, this thing is a polymer. Kind of like the Ruger LCR. So right here, all polymer right there, and then the rest is aluminum here, and then stainless steel. Looks like we have a 2 roll pin sight, which is a little interesting. Don't know why you need 2 roll pins, but you have them. Like I said, 5-shot revolver. Ejection rod is pretty nice. But the other thing that was pretty interesting is the way that this thing locks. It's just a little different than, I like that star piece on the back is a little bit different than most revolvers, which I thought was interesting, including their other 442s. Now this might just be a cheaper way to do it. It was just a pretty interesting thing. Now, for it being like an oddball, cheap revolver, I do like the look of this thing. The polymer is different, but it doesn't look bad. And for, a cheaper revolver, it's still a pretty good looking gun. Now, I believe it's a dual lock system, so it locks here in the front of the crane and then in the back as well. But yeah, we got a black front sight, which a little hard to see there. I'd probably paint it or just swap it out, pop those pins out and put a new sight in. But yeah, it's not a bad looking gun, and like I said, I got it with my Smith & Wesson rewards. So I didn't spend anything on it, which was nice. So let's see here. Let's get a trigger pull on it. 8 pounds, wow. Which is pretty light for a revolver. Like even my SP101 is you know, 10 pounds. And this is about the same size as the SP. So let's do another one. That one was over 9 pounds. Let's do one more for good measure. And then let's really pull. That one was over 9 pounds as well, so might be closer to 9 pounds than it is 8. Nine again. Yeah, so we're gonna stick with a 9-pound trigger pull, which for, you know, a double action only revolver, kind of expected. Now you could pocket carry this. It does seem like it's built for that, but I think the only snag point would be this ejection button right here, because it does stick out a little bit past the frame there, which is a little interesting. I don't know why they did it this way. Well, actually, you know what? I could probably tell you why. Because this is polymer, and there is probably no major mechanical parts in here. And that polymer probably cannot support a regular ejection button. So that's probably why it's done this way. Now for a 14-ounce revolver, I'm gonna guess the recoil might be interesting because this can handle 38 plus P, which hotter load than your standard 38 rounds, but it is a good looking gun. I think the first thing I'm gonna do is probably just paint that front sight, just so it's a little bit easier to see. But the front sight is not bad. It's just all black, and that's like, it's just hard to see all black sights. It doesn't really pop out. All right, so like I was saying, that front sight was atrocious, and I just put some quick liquid chalk on there. It's starting to dry up, but look how much that pops already. And that is much easier to make out than just a black front ramp sight. So, but it fits good in the hand, fits good in both hands, because you can obviously operate it both. And yeah, this actually might suit my reloading a little bit better if I were to learn left-handed shooting, because if I were to eject it like that, push out my front, and then the cylinder's already in my right hand, and then I can just reload perfect like that. Close it, get back into it. So, okay, yeah, it's an interesting design. Yeah, the closest thing to compare it would be a Ruger LCR, which I believe stands for light compact revolver. And this is a very light compact revolver with the polymer grip. It's still an aluminum frame, same exact like 442 design, shape, all that. So another thing I want to add, now these are some laser training cartridges that I just installed. And so the interesting thing with this Smith & Wesson revolver is that the cylinder spins right, not left. So it goes clockwise, not counterclockwise, which is not your typical Smith & Wesson design. So that's another interesting thing I just found out about this revolver, and yeah, that's a little surprising. I don't know why they did it like that. So if you guys don't know what a laser training cartridge, it's just like a laser, and every time the firing pin hits it, turns it on. It's a really great tool to have. So you can test out a gun if it makes sure it at least fires when you get a new one, and then make sure that laser ejects out of there. So looks like everything is in working order. But that's the video, guys. Thanks for watching.